Ladies and gentlemen, the OnePlus 15 is here. Welcome to 2026. Man, wow. I am in love with this device. And let me just say that I think they're wrong about this phone. This phone to me, man, this experience, the OnePlus experience is so lush. I am in love with it. Dude, look at this design really quick. Look at these insanely thin bezels here. I mean, that is the thinnest bezels I have ever seen on a phone. And I was curious, whenever I got this, I was like, wow, those bezels are gorgeous. And I put it up next to my iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this phone has thinner bezels than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I absolutely love that. I love this design overall. It is really light feeling. And remind me guys in the comments what this colorway is, but for now I'm gonna call it like sandstone. This sandstone type of colorway is insanely gorgeous. When I first saw this, I knew that I would love this. It's kind of a textured, I don't know, it's like a weirdly plastically textured sandpaper feeling plastic, but it feels so good in hand. It just gives you a little bit of a grip. And I love the way this feels. I love the way that they, especially coming from the OnePlus 13, I love the way that they have changed this particular camera layout. It looks really, really good to me. I think that this phone is absolutely gorgeous. You have your volume rocker, power button, you've got your antenna lines, and then you have this new customizable button, which, yes, it does add additional features to that particular button, but I just prefer the good old-fashioned slider. I will say that I do miss the slider. But yeah, dude, this OnePlus 15 design is amazing. I love it. I will say this, I am a avid OnePlus 13 lover. I loved the OnePlus 13, but I ended up selling it after using it for a few months because of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I initially picked up the OnePlus 13 before the Galaxy S25 Ultra. I just thought that Samsung and OnePlus, they were so close, but I enjoyed One UI. I enjoyed what Samsung was doing a little bit more. And of course you got that S Pen. But this phone, man, I don't know. This may be the one to get. Although this OnePlus 15 was a very messy launch, I think that this phone launched properly. It launched right at the end of 2025. So it gave it a little bit of space between this device launching and the new Galaxy Ultra. I think that that's great. I think that that is better overall for OnePlus to do it that way. I loved that OnePlus 13, but this design is so much better overall. I do like that leather back that it had, but these insanely thin bezels that are flat, oh, man, I love it. And of course, the OnePlus 15 comes with that pre-installed screen protector. You guys can kind of see it with that camera cutout right there. We'll swipe down real quick. We'll jump over to display. Of course, one of the big things that people are talking about right now is that the screen resolution has decreased on this device. So the highest, sharpest resolution that this phone offers now is at 1272 instead of 1440p. Overall, I typically don't notice a difference unless I'm reading something very small. You won't notice a difference most likely personally. And then of course, this phone now jumps up to 165 hertz. That is amazing. There's just a couple of changes I needed to make in order to make this display work for me software-wise. I highly recommend you guys just scroll down via the display settings and turn on a couple of things. Now, I am testing out this video color boost option. I don't know if this works or what it does, but allegedly it makes the colors have a wider gamut and look better whenever you are looking at multimedia. I turn that on. Let me know down below what that actually does and if it's worth the battery life lost as an example. Jumping back to screen resolution, I recommend always having this at the highest option, so that way your screen looks the best at all times. And then down to screen refresh rate, I want the fastest running OnePlus of all time. So I personally changed this over to the high option. And then I also go into my app specific refresh rates and just change all of these over to 120 hertz. There's a few applications out there that come installed from the Play Store that are capped at 60 or 90 hertz, which is absolutely insane. And OnePlus has given us that ability to change that ourselves. So take a look at that, play around with all of these settings, play around with things like adaptive tone and screen color mode as well. When I first got this phone out of the box, I felt a little bit too soft with the colors. I don't remember if it was on standard or neutral, but I definitely prefer the vivid looking display on my phone. Now I do use this adaptive tone as well quite often. I'll probably turn it off for this video just so it is consistent at all times, but I really like the way that that feature works. It works just like Apple's True Tone display option. And then last but not least, just check your display size and your font size as well. Like I said, I personally think that this phone came way too like bold, so I needed to change my display size down. But you may be somebody who needs that and or likes that along with your font settings as well. But yeah, I really love this display. It is sharp. It's definitely sharp. It's beautifully colored, so I love the colors on this display. It is drop dead gorgeous, man. It looks so good. See, that might be something good. It just looks so good, and it's so smooth and buttery. The display just looks crazy. And I think that with this Trinity processor that they have in here, the touch sampling rate and the smoothness of the display is nuts. I mean, it is the most fluid and consistent experience I have ever experienced on a phone. Even better than the OnePlus 13. And that phone was amazing. So display, absolutely crazy. Performance, out of this world. Looking back at the performance here really quickly, it's just buttery smooth all the time. You don't have any issues with anything when it comes to the performance of this phone. It is insanely speedy, insanely good. The animations just look amazing as well. I mean, they look great. Those little animations here. And then your brightness, the little sun there animates. I love all of the animations on this phone. I love the haptics. The haptics also feel well. So whenever you do change the brightness, you feel that haptic motor. Now they say that the haptics were decreased in terms of, you know, what it felt like with the OnePlus 13, but I still think that they feel very nice on this phone. So I don't think you will have an issue there either. Last thing with this display, I will say that it doesn't get as bright as other flagships. So whenever I compare this display outdoors compared to either my Galaxy S25 Ultra or my iPhone 17 Pro, this display is the weakest. For one, there's no anti-reflection on this actual display. That's something man, if OnePlus had an anti-reflective display, this would be the best display because I love the way this display looks. I love the colors and the way it's tuned. I love it, but no anti-reflection. It's just, it blows, right? I don't like that at all. And not only that, but this screen is less than 2000 nits at full brightness. So I would love OnePlus to get this display up to 3000 nits, just like the iPhone 17 Pro Max is. But outside of that, I think that this is an amazing display. And that performance, when you look at gaming, it's the same way, well, not Destiny. It's the same way with the gaming. The 165 hertz display is ridiculous. Now, this particular game, I don't think I'll be able to get 165 hertz, but I can tell whenever I do game on this phone, it just feels different from other phones that are out there. It is crazy how smooth this thing feels on your fingers. It is next level, to be honest. I love it. So we'll just load into this really quickly. This game is Delta Force. This is my favorite FPS game on Android and iOS. And I just want to show you all how smooth this phone is. Obviously, the way it feels isn't going to be shown on camera. Every time I do an operation, it just feels so crazy. So let's jump into this really quickly. Deploy. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is the game mode I wanted to play. But you can kind of see this is recorded in 4K 60 HDR. And you can see how great the graphics look. You can see how smooth the display is. I mean, this is insanely smooth. I don't know exactly what FPS I'm getting, but these are my graphic settings here. HD at 120 FPS. So the 120 FPS on here feels like 120 FPS. It feels smoother than my Samsung phones. even my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now, of course, it has that Trinity engine, but it also has the latest Snapdragon Elite processor. So of course that is going to help. And then you also get the 16 gigs of RAM if you were to buy the 512 gig version, which is the only version that comes in this colorway, or should I say in this device color. Yeah, I don't know where all the enemies are. I don't know why I only have a knife, but I think it's the game mode I chose. Anyways, guys, that's just an idea of what the gaming looks like. See here, it's just so smooth. It is crazy. Yeah, I don't know where the enemies are. Anyways, the gaming on this phone is crazy good. It's amazing. So if you're a phone gamer, this is definitely the phone for you. Honestly, the S25 Ultra doesn't come close in terms of performance whenever you compare it to this device. Now, of course, this is almost a year older, but I think even with the Galaxy S26 Ultra, if they don't increase that touch sampling rate, I don't think that Samsung can touch this device when it comes to gaming. One other thing that really shocked me about this phone was the speakers. The speakers on this phone are now considered, in my opinion, some of the best on the market, which is a shocker for me because the Galaxy S25 Ultra had the best speakers that I experienced, bar none, last year. Okay, let me jump to settings and just make sure to show you all what the sound settings look like. So whenever you are in here, you want to scroll down until you find the sound effect settings, and just to make sure to go through this and just choose what feels good to you. I like the smart option on this phone. There are the different sound options that this phone offers. So you have gaming, which is what I used to use on the OnePlus 13. You have your music and your movie option, but I just feel like the smart option works very well on this phone. This phone's speakers is on par with the S25 Ultra and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. These speakers sound absolutely insane to me. So I don't know.
Because this is essentially a flagship smartphone. Now compared to the top of the line OnePlus 15, we are missing some features here.
I don't know if that's going to come across on camera, but the vocals, the quality, the bass, the low end, the high end, it all sounds amazing on this device. I can't even explain it in words. The audio, like how loud it gets, sounds amazing. The OnePlus 13 sounded so flat that it's actually one of the reasons why I chose this phone over that OnePlus 13 and sold that OnePlus 13 last year. The audio quality was just so good on this that it was just hard to go back to the OnePlus 13. But this phone, I mean, this is arguably the best feature on this device. It is ridiculous. Let me see if, I don't know if it'll come through. Let's see. And then I decided, you know what? I really want to try out the Cosmic Orange. I mean, this color is a showstopper. I'm not going to say I wish I got the orange in the large model and the Pro Max, just because I don't know if I will love this phone whenever fall is done with, you know, whenever this fall season is over with. Like, look at that contrast between the cutout for the something else small I wanted to mention. That pinhole, I love how small that pinhole is. The pinhole for the camera, let's see, on the S25 Ultra is also nice and small, which I like. See there, it's a little bit larger than the S25 Ultra, but it's not bad at all. And then whenever you look at, oh my goodness. And then whenever we look at the Google Pixel 10 Pro, it is so large, it is ridiculous. I don't know if that will come through on camera, but the selfie camera on the Pixel 10 Pro is massive. I really like how OnePlus, that camera, it's small. It doesn't take up a bunch of space like other Android devices do, or like the iPhone does with this big old giant dynamic island. Yeah, I really like that. And look how thin those bezels are. Let's jump back to that. Because I don't know if I will allow. Let's jump back to that scene. Yeah, here we go. Turn that crap off. Look how gorgeous that screen looks. Look at those really thin bezels. Like I said, these are the thinnest bezels I've ever experienced, even when you compare it to the 17 Pro Max and the S25 Ultra. So OnePlus, man, this design, the screen, the audio quality, the multimedia experience is ridiculous on this phone. I love it. And like I said, that was one of the first things I noticed. It just sounded so good. What an amazing device. And then whenever we look at OxygenOS, this is the best they have ever done with software. I really love the way this software operates. I love how smooth it is. I like all of the customization features. They brought a lot of features to this phone, and of course they brought this to the older OnePluses if you have a similarly newer one. But yeah, all of these software features on OxygenOS, I love it. You have all of the wallpaper customizations. You finally have an always on display that is always on. So previously you did not have the ability to show your lock screen wallpaper on this phone. So I like how they brought that option. And while we are in here, let's just say that the fingerprint scanner is the fastest in the building. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you can actually change that fingerprint animation as well, which is awesome. But yeah, the fingerprint scanner is stupid fast, and then the face unlock is stupid fast as well. So I really love that. But anyways, the customization on OxygenOS, it's really good. It's not Samsung good luck good. That's unbeatable, honestly. But I do like all of the customization features that OnePlus gives you. There are a few areas where I feel like they can do better. One is actually this clock system. I feel like they can add a little bit more in terms of clock customization. But whenever you look at the homepage, like I have my favorite icon pack of all time. What is this called? It's called the One Dark UI. Let's see. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. One Pro Dark icon pack. That is what I use on this phone and on my Galaxy S25 Ultra. So I love the way this icon pack looks with this launcher. And really quick, because I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about it, I get all my wallpapers now from a few different X pages. So if you go to my X, you can just look at my reposts, and I'll typically repost wallpapers that I have downloaded to one of my devices. So that's an account I use a lot. Classic wallpaper, I use this account a whole bunch. I mean, look how great that Spider-Man wallpaper looks. That display is just so crazy. I love that Spider-Man wallpaper. And then also the aesthetics, this account, I use their wallpapers a lot too. That's one of my favorite wallpapers like of all time, this Game of Thrones wallpaper. But yeah, if you just go to one of the accounts, and then if you see a wallpaper you like, you can either click into it and just grab the dots and hit save, or you can just hold down on it and then choose to save 4K photo option. So that's how I get all of my wallpapers, just so you guys know. But yeah, the customization on this is awesome. Let me show you guys the theming system really quickly. Let's see, here it is. So if you go to your settings, home screen, lock screen and style, click that. You can click on all Flux themes, and you can see all the different themes that OnePlus offers. So you see how that lock screen is fully animated, looking absolutely beautiful. And then that's what that home screen would look like. And then that's what the that's what the always on display would look like. But yeah, I love all of the customization, all of the edits, all of the theming, all of the icon changing abilities with icon packs like I am using. But I really like all of these new themes as well. I mean, look how cool that looks with the subject in front of the clock. Absolutely awesome. So OnePlus, they can keep making it better, but I really like the customization of this software, and I love how smooth it is. Now, one of the downsides with OnePlus phones actually is that you only get 4 years of guaranteed software updates. So if we go down here to system update, I am on the latest version that they currently offer, which is Android 16 and the December 1st, 2025 security update, which is fine. Today is January 5th, that's fine. But you only get 4 years of software updates with a OnePlus phone. Now, for most people, 4 years is totally fine, but I would love to see OnePlus implement a or a minimum 6-year option, 7-8-year option, like other manufacturers have done with Samsung and with Google Pixel. And of course, you guys know what the iPhone can do. So I will say that that's definitely a negative when it comes to this phone, when it comes to its resellability and all of that good stuff. So let me go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room here, the cameras. The cameras on this phone are good when situations are good. So I personally really like these cameras whenever the situation is perfect. So whenever there's no movement in the photo and you have the perfect lighting, The cameras actually shoot very, very good photos. And I'll show you all a few here so you can see what they look like. But overall, I think that the cameras are good. I understand why people are upset that the cameras aren't better on paper. I don't like how they decreased the camera sensor size. That's honestly the biggest issue, is that the darker situation photos just don't look as good as they could have looked with a sensor that was larger. So the larger your sensor is, the more light comes into your photos. I mean, that's very obvious. So I get it why people are upset, but I feel like a lot of people are just going with the pack saying that the cameras are not that good. So there's instances where I take photos and I'm like, wow, look how sharp that looks. It's funny, you get to see a big old chunky baby there, but there's been occasions where I say, good gracious, that is a very sharp looking photo. So this is just an example. I was in the back of the van. I was zoomed into the telephoto lens from the third row seat, and this photo looks very sharp to me. It's a very hard photo to take with the dynamic range of all that lighting on the outside of the vehicle. I've got my little iPhone here that still looks pretty sharp for being where I was in the vehicle. You got your little sombrero hat. That guy still looks really sharp. I mean, the photos this phone can take are really good if you're in a good situation. And OnePlus video, I have always loved the video capabilities on a OnePlus phone. So now that this is going to be in my pocket a lot, I'm going to use the cameras a lot as well, especially the videos. I record my entire channel using cell phones. So I will give you all an update here in the next couple of weeks, or a few weeks really, with the camera like impressions and everything. So I'll be able to tell you if the cameras are as good as I'm hoping that they are. So I will take a lot of photos, but I can definitely tell you from my impression that if the lighting is off on your photos, like with the photos you're taking, it can sometimes turn out insanely bad. So just be careful. Make sure that if you are looking to buy this phone, you're okay with just it not being 100% consistent in the bad camera situations. So your iPhone will take much better photos in low light, but this one honestly takes better photos than the S25 Ultra in a lot of instances, especially if there's movement. I think that this phone does better with movement than the Galaxy does, and they both kind of suck in low light. So the cameras aren't bad. I don't think the cameras should be a detractor for you at all. A couple more things regarding the speakers and the audio quality. The audio quality with Bluetooth headphones is really, really good as well. That is one issue that I had with the OnePlus 13. The audio quality through headphones sounds so much better on this phone now compared to the OnePlus 13. So I think OnePlus really enhanced the overall user experience when it comes to speed, when it comes to audio quality, when it comes to performance, when it comes to the software. And honestly, when it comes to the cameras, like I said, I think the cameras do a really good job as long as the lighting is good on it. So I think that this is a worthy update. I love with what OnePlus has done. And one thing we haven't even talked about is battery life. This is the Android battery king. For one, you have like 100 watts of fast charging on this device. And that fast charging, that charger actually comes in the box, but you also get an insanely large battery on here. What is it? It's definitely over 7,000 milliamp hours using that silicon carbon. I think it's either 72 or 7,300 milliamps of juice. And the battery for me is amazing. I can typically get pretty much 2 days consistently. A day and a half guaranteed, 2 days consistently. And guys, really quick update here. So I have been using a OnePlus 15 for a few more days since I made this video. And I'm actually editing this video right now. And I had to add this in because now that the battery has settled in, I am easily and consistently getting almost 3 days of battery life with the OnePlus 15. The battery is absolutely insane. It's the best on the market, bar none. I love it. And guys, my favorite feature on this phone, I would say probably overall, is the IR blaster. I have no idea why. Samsung especially, you know, with me being in the US, Samsung is king. The Samsung especially, and of course the Google Pixel never had this. We need the IR blaster back. The IR blaster is insane. So for example, I've already got a widget here that automatically syncs up with my living room TV. So I can just tap it and bam, I have full control of my TV using the power options, using the channels, the inputs, the volume, everything, all of the inputs. The IR blaster is a game changer. So it is very upsetting to me that other phones on the market don't have an IR blaster. So let's bring that back. OnePlus, thank you so much for keeping this feature on this phone. It's one of the features that makes me not ever want to take this phone out of my pocket because I can control all of my devices with that IR blaster, which for me being a dad is amazing. Like the remotes in our house get lost so often that it doesn't even matter if I have it because I have the OnePlus 15. So yeah, OnePlus, great job with this phone, man. I adore it. I love it. I love the way it feels in hand. I love how light it is. I love how amazing the audio quality is. I just love everything about it. I love the gaming performance. It's just, it's a great phone, and it is great in ways that are very important to phone enthusiasts like me, or even like normal consumers. Last but not least, the price. This particular version is a $1,000 phone. I think OnePlus needs to drop $100 off. Make the 256 12 gig version $799, okay? And then make this version $899, and you will have the greatest phone of all time. Especially since technically the cameras aren't as good as the Samsungs and the iPhones, I would like to see this phone shaved $100 off. Now I know OnePlus, they do a lot of different stuff with where they give you free watches and free headphones and free cases and free chargers whenever you buy this phone. But yeah, the trade-in program, you don't really get very much money at all with their trade-in program. It's not very good. And then the price up front, I think it's just $100 too expensive. This phone is $799, $899 would destroy the market. $999 isn't bad for the 512 version, but listen, OnePlus, just take a little bit of a profit hit and give us that $100 discount so you can have the most, what do you call it? You know, the most demanded phone out there. You could really take over the market if you just shaved off $100 with this device. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. If you watched this entire video, leave a comment down below with an alien emoji just so I know who the real ones are. But yeah, let me know what you all think about this device. Let me know if you have it. Let me know what you think about the cameras and the performance specifically. But yeah, I love this guy, guys. I can't wait to keep using this. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.